Hello everyone and welcome to episode 64 of Legacy Gaming with Atari Man 71. Before I begin, I'd like to remind everyone to play the games you have. It's great to grow your collection, but remember to play the games you already have in your collection. I'm doing these streams and recordings because I have an extensive collection and I really haven't touched it in almost 15 years. Try not to collect games simply for the sake of collecting. They're made to be played, so I think you should play them, and I think it's actually good for the cartridges. So I just want to add that if you enjoy retro gaming, or as I'm calling this, legacy gaming, and videos like this, please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm very active on all three platforms under the name Atari Man 71. On this episode, I'm going to feature 3 games which were published by CBS Electronics. I'm going to be playing Wizard of Wor, Gorf, and Blueprint. So the first game on my list is Wizard of Wor. That's weird. The text is disappearing even though it's not green, it's yellow. I guess it's some optical illusion. Anyway, I will put the cartridge in, turn on my video capture card, and turn on the game. So Wizard of Wor was cartridge M8774. It was released in 1982, and it uses the joystick controller. And as always, I plugged this now defunct product, the Wicco Command controller. I have mine here. It's a real heavy bass, real nice action to it. Not the best controller, but I like it because of the button on the joystick. So I have to admit, when I first received Wizard of Wor over 20 years ago, I was not impressed with it. You basically ran around a maze shooting cats. That's honestly what I said about the game. I really never got that far in the game for it to be fun. However, in practice, for my stream, I noticed I was able to play a lot better and figure out how to destroy the enemies. In fact, I even shot the wizard himself. The game is actually pretty fun to play. I'm just sad it took me long to figure it out. Your character are called warriors, spelled with an O. Little play on the W-O-R. And you must kill the monsters by shooting them. The monsters are the cats. Player 1 is in the right corner, and player 2 is in the left corner. You start inside, in the maze, inside a cell, and you have to push yourself out into the maze. If you don't do it under a certain time period, it automatically kicks you out. But that way you don't come out when there is an enemy right outside the door. And it does that when you die too, so you have to push yourself into the field of play. It's actually kind of nice that, they look out for you in that way. Because your enemies, if you're in front of them, they're shooting at you. And so if you spawn and you're right in front of them, they shoot you. I think probably in beta testing they figured out, we need to push them in. There are 5 different enemies in the game, and the enemies depend on the level that you're playing. So there's blue cats, orange cats, red cats, and the orange and red cats disappear on you. And then there's the wizard, and then there's this ghost thing that kind of comes after you. I don't remember what that's called. Also, in the 2-player game, players are able to shoot each other, and you can get a bonus, 1,000-point bonus, and they lose a life. If the players work together, you can actually clear the maze a lot easier. You basically can sit yourself in a corner and, kind of control your half of the screen so that you don't shoot each other and take everything out and, get pretty far in the game. I unfortunately don't have anyone to play with, so thanks, Mockingjay. So the VGR ratings for this game, the graphics are rated 3 for decent, and the playability is 4 for fun. And I'm just going to play game 1. That's all I practiced with, so I'll hit reset and see how it goes. Ooh, the joystick is not working. Oh, that's right. So there's a thing with this game. You don't use the left controller, you use the right controller. So I'm going to switch my plug of my controller. Oops, yeah, I figured that would happen. Great old technology. So I'm going to reset it again. You're on the right side of the screen, so yeah, there we go. I practiced on an emulator, so you kind of forget things like this. Three more to go. I was right behind that guy. Yeah, so the yellow guys disappear. Oh, man. So that's the first level. So that was the warlock. I got lucky. He just popped in right when right where I was. Ah, oh, crap. That's game. I will reset. I'm going to come up to the top row for me. I knew he came up behind me. I saw him go through the thing. I actually used the warp. Or I used the radar. See, being up here in the top is not the best. Because the shots take so long. Seen some bad gameplay here. Yeah, this is a different kind of game. I actually, so on Twitter, I don't know if you have Twitter, but I said to somebody that the CBS Electronics games, I honestly never gave them a chance because their names are so odd, and they're actually pretty fun. So there's one at the bottom. These are probably the corners they say to occupy. Ugh, terrible. Terrible! Where is he? Ah, I mistimed that. I guess they felt pity on me because I'm not going to go that way because he'd shoot me before I shot him. Sneak up behind him. That's the strategy. Jesus, there's 100 of them here. There's just the yellow one left. Dang it! Christ, that guy was flying. Alright, one more time. Ah, I wanted to turn. It's doing so good. Just a bit off. See if we can get the wizard to show up here. I did in practice. I shot him once too. Man. Ah! I would have just kept shooting. Uh-oh, I lost my sound. Maybe I was playing on A difficulty before in practice because I've already gotten further than I did. Oh, come on! I shot him. Ugh. Well, I guess I'll go out on that. 13,500 isn't the worst. But it is actually a pretty fun game. Sorry I couldn't make the wizard show up. Maybe if I switch it to A difficulty? I don't know. But I need to switch my controller anyway. So that's Wizard of Wor. I'll take that out. Switch my controller now to the left controller because I think that's the only game that they use the right controller for. We'll find out if I'm wrong on that, though, but I believe that was the only one. So the next game I'm going to play is Gorf. Boy, that's weird that the yellow is disappearing. Guess it's kind of close to the green, maybe? I don't know. So I'll put that cartridge in and turn it on. Call up my information. So Gorf is cartridge M8793, and it was released in 1982, and it uses the joystick controller as well. And Gorf is another game I didn't give a chance to. I had it forever, but the name really turned me off of it. Plus, I plugged it in and played it a little bit, and I figured it was just a Space Invaders clone that really wasn't even as good as Space Invaders, so I didn't really ever play past the first level. There's actually 4 different levels in the game. And, I didn't have the instructions, and the internet was in its infancy when I bought this game. And so it was even worse than when we got games in the 80s. You got the game, no instruction book, and then you had to play through it to figure out how the game worked, because you couldn't get the instructions anywhere. They weren't on the internet, You could go to message boards and maybe someone would have them, but I never really did that because I had so many games that would be like, do you have the instructions for this game too? But like I said, there are 4 stages in the game for the 2600. I think the arcade has 5 versions. In the first stage, like I said, you're playing a Space Invaders clone, and it really looks a lot like Space Invaders. And in the second stage, there are 5 enemies. One of them is shooting a laser at you. The others are dive bombing you, and it's actually kind of challenging to get all of them. The laser is just like this solid beam that comes out, and it's the bottom guy. So there's really not a lot shooting at you, but there's guys dive bombing you. The third stage is unusual because the enemies move in a spiral out of the center, and I think you have to hit so many of them before you finish that stage, but they are bombing you while you, actually torpedoing, I think, but they're shooting at you while it's spiraling outward off of the origin. I think it's kind of some kind of black hole. And the final stage is a flagship, and it's challenging because you need to shoot the internal power reactor, and there's like a little slot in the middle of the ship that you have to hit precisely in order to destroy it. And I've done it, and it's pretty cool. And then there's like a nice little explosion that they show. and you go back to the first stage, and it's just more difficult. The other thing about this game is you can recall your bullets. So if you push the button and it's not going to hit anything, like in the Space Invaders level, you can push it again and it'll launch another one. So you can't rapid fire in the game, but you can recall a bullet that isn't going to hit anything. So VGR ratings, the graphics for this game are 3 for decent. And the playability is 3, worth playing. So, I didn't mention it, but this game, the ship kind of looks like the Starship Enterprise. And that's no coincidence. I think this game was originally designed to be a Star Trek game, but they changed that at some point just because it didn't match a movie that was being released. My audio is bad again. Bump my cords. Alright, I'm gonna reset since... Okay. So in this game, it pays to get these guys on the outside because when they... And then now I'll go for the bottom ones. So that's the first stage. So here's the second one. So in this one, I shoot a lot because... Oh, I walked right into him. Ugh. This is the first time, yeah, see that dive bomber or the laser shooter, he just respawns. Ah, that was my own fault. Fortunately, good 5 lives. There's so many in there. There we go. That level is probably the one I consider the easiest. Ooh, I swore I had him there. There we go. I guess that level's pretty easy too. Screwed myself on that one. My least favorite level. Ah! Ah! Come on! I hate that level. Ooh, missed that. Almost went right into that. Ugh, come on. Now I'm just terrible. Now if he hits the ground, that's it. Alright, my favorite level. Ah, I could have swore I got that guy. That was close. I did so good the first time. And that guy's shooting crazy. Ugh. Just disappointed in myself. Nah. I saw that one coming. Oh, that was close. Oh! All right, one more time. Not paying attention. All right. Oh! I'll lose any more lives on this. There we go. Oh, come on. Ugh. Well, at least I destroyed it once so you could see what happened. Alright, so that's Gorf. I will take that out. Maybe. And the last game I have for this stream is Blueprint. Now, for some reason, this one is not disappearing. So I will call up my instructions for that. So they changed the numbering system for Blueprint. It's cartridge 4L-2486, and it was released in 1983, and it uses the joystick as well. And this is yet a third game that I didn't really play for 20 years, but going back to when I started collecting cartridges, and the title was another problem here for me. Blueprints are technical drawings and doesn't sound like a fun game to me. And this game is actually pretty unusual, but it's kind of worth playing. It is actually pretty challenging. So the game field is a neighborhood of houses like you see, and at the beginning of the game, components of the missile, or device as they're calling it, are scattered throughout the neighborhood into various houses, and you can watch the patterns where they go to. I'm not always so good at remembering them. Then you have to retrieve them in reverse order and rebuild your missile. You can't get the tip of the missile until you've gotten everything below it. And you can't get everything below it until you got everything below that. You know, it's just kind of crazy. And at the top of the screen, what's his name? Hold on. At the top of the screen, there's an ogre that's Ali Ogre. That's right. Is chasing your girlfriend, and basically this game is to rescue her. And so it's kind of reminiscent of Boss Hogg chasing Daisy in the Dukes of Hazzard prototype that I played. So you go to the various houses and collect pieces of the missile and reassemble it. You enter a house that doesn't have a piece of a missile, and you pick up a bomb, which you must dispose of. In the lower right corner, there's a little circle that you need to drop the bombs in. If you don't, they'll blow up and kill you. If you pick up a piece in a house, you can actually put it back if it's the wrong piece, which is good. If you're carrying a piece, you can go into a house and you don't interchange it with a bomb. But you do hide from the other enemy, which is Fuzzy Wuzzy. Do not know why that's the name, but if Fuzzy Wuzzy touches you, you die. Doesn't shoot at you, you can't shoot at Fuzzy Wuzzy, you just need to avoid Fuzzy Wuzzy. So once the missile is reassembled, in the bottom left corner is a start button that you need to go touch, and that sets you to a second screen. In the second screen, you shoot Ali Ogre with the missile so that your girlfriend can escape. And you earn more points by having more power in your rocket when you hit him. If you miss, you need to go back to the neighborhood and push the button in the lower left corner again. Now you can take multiple shots. I think there is something that... Oh yeah, if he catches your girlfriend, you die, and you go back to the screens, the street screen, and you have to go touch the button. You don't have to reassemble the rocket, but then you can shoot him again. If you shoot your girlfriend, I think you lose a life. But I'm not sure. I did it once in practice. So VGR ratings for this game, the graphics are rated 4 for good, and the playability is 3 for worth playing. So I've always been playing game 1. That's the easiest. It starts out with 3 pieces, and then does 5 pieces, and then it does 7 pieces or something. I've only shot Ollie once. So that's Fuzzy Wuzzy. So I noticed that the last one was here. Oh, if you push the button, you can run. Okay, so the second one I kind of missed where it went. Lucky, dang it. Oh yeah, you get a little halo when you die. So the first piece is still in there. So this game you don't have to hold the joystick. So if I stay in that house, Fuzzy Wuzzy won't come after me. Hey, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Ah! I was trying to sneak into that house. I'm not that good at this game. So there's the top hat. So now I need to go hit the start button. So I need to time it now. And it's very slow. You see, I played this enough that I knew when to... Yeah, so now it's going to do 5 pieces. Okay. Nope, that's the tip. Ah, I didn't think he was going to come back. Game over. Easy peasy. But yeah, the bad guy's hanging out. God. I might hit my girlfriend with this one. I was late. Late again. Slowest missile ever. Did not see where the last one went. Okay, so now you see a bomb. That was the one I had. So now I'm struggling. So if you stay in the house, the bad guy don't come after you. So this one. Now he's about to catch my girlfriend. So I died. And you saw the bombs in that. That's the last piece. don't think there's one in here. That's the I-beam. Dang it. Game over. I had all the pieces, but I don't know. I'll play it one more time. Jerk. God. I'm gonna reset that. I'm pissed. They're all far away and he's blocking my route. Come on, dude. Just leave me alone. That almost got ugly. Nope, that's too late. And I can't recall it. Dang it. Slowest missile ever. Ah. Where was the first one? No, it wasn't there. Okay, so 2, so now it goes to 5. Okay. Oh, God. I don't know how I'm gonna do all these. Especially when he's camping around where the first piece is. Oh, that's not the first piece. Oh yeah, it's 7, not 6. Get up in there. And I ran out of super speed. Ugh. Game over. Well, 2,400 points. He saw me kill him twice, so It's actually an interesting game. It's kind of fun. It's pretty challenging. Um, it's simple. The music is kind of goofy, but all in all, it's okay. So that's my stream for today. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I know I'm not the best gamer out there, but I'm trying to bring you some information and some gameplay from my extensive collection. I'd like to remind everyone that even though we may be through the worst of the pandemic, although there's a little surge going on right now, I want you to be healthy and stay safe. I think it's still good practice to wash your hands and social distance. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me play these games. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday under the name AtariMan71. The videos from the stream will then be released on YouTube Monday through Friday of the following week. I will be streaming Atari again tomorrow with 6 new games, and I'll turn those into 2 episodes for next week. Also, I just want to thank you and wish you to have a great day.